Welcome back to a new episode. Today I just want to discuss a little bit about level 5 autonomy and where is Tesla in all this and how far out do I think they really are when it comes to autonomy. Ultimately, the reason for this is because there's a lot of talk about FSD. There's a lot of talk about what's going to happen in the future and how soon they're going to actually make this possible. First and foremost, I want to say thank you very much for all of you for clicking on this video, supporting the channel. It means a lot to me, and I work pretty hard on bringing you guys some videos that hopefully are educational or at the very least fun for you. All right, let's get into the video. The very important part is understanding what level 5 autonomy means, understanding the autonomy levels, because most people are very confused about this, and I think it's really good to kind of give you guys an idea of what it means. So I'm going to put this up on the screen. Let's go with the 5 levels of vehicle autonomy. Obviously, level 0 is what everybody's used to. No automation. The driver is in complete control of the vehicle at all times. This is something that we all do this. This is what we're accustomed to. This is what we're used to. And this is something that, well, everybody knows right now. So let's get into what level 1 is. Level 1 is driver assistance. Basically, the vehicle can assist the driver or take control of the either the vehicle's speed through cruise control or its lane position through the lane guidance. Now, this is something that you already have on some cars out today. So level 1 autonomy is something that you are going to find on quite a few cars today. It's nothing, it's been around for a few years. It's nothing really all that new. But it's really important that Tesla is just a little bit beyond this. So let's talk about level 2. Level 2 is occasional self-driving. This is where the vehicle can take control of both the vehicle's speed, lane position in some situations, for example, limited access freeways. Now, this is, to me, essentially what autopilot is. So when you're talking about Tesla, we're talking about level 2 autonomy. This is where Tesla is at this moment. And even here, I don't think Tesla is really all that dead on the spot because, frankly, although Tesla does have something called Navigate on Autopilot, Navigate on Autopilot is not all that great. And me personally, I made a few videos where I actually will take Navigate on Autopilot off and just use Autopilot. This is freeway, city, doesn't matter. Okay, level 3. Limited self-driving. The vehicle is in full control in some situations, monitors the road and traffic, and will inform the driver when he or she must take control. Now, many people talk about Tesla. This is really where Tesla is, and I think that has to do with the Navigate on Autopilot, like I said previously. And again, Navigate on Autopilot is not quite there yet. There's still too many little things that are not really working, but in some ways you can argue that Tesla is in this position. They're on level 3 currently with regards to the FSD and the way it works. I would more go towards level 2, but I'm not going to argue with too many people that it could be level 3, just because it actually states it right there clearly. Limited self-driving. The vehicle is in full control in some situations. Monitors the road and traffic, and will inform the driver when he or she must take control. And this is essentially what Navigate on Autopilot does. It monitors the traffic, obviously, around you. It does suggest lane changes. It will take the freeway. It will get off and on the freeway, but not perfectly. I think Tesla level 2 is doing a beautiful job on level 2. I think it is very, very good on level 2. On level 3, I think it's almost there, just not quite there. This is why I say level 2 is really what you're looking at when you're looking at Tesla's autopilot system. Let's talk a little bit about level 4. Level 4, full self-driving under certain conditions. The vehicle is in full control of the entire trip in these conditions, such as an urban ride sharing. This is not yet what it is. Now, this is, to a degree, this is what you're looking at when you're looking at robo-taxis and stuff like that. To a degree, robo-taxis technically are level 5. It should be level 5, but this is not something that Tesla is shown me that they're possible. Not yet. I think this is going to be something that in 2020 we might see a lot more of this coming in play, but realistically I think 2020, 2021 is where we're going to see level 3 could become more of a presence, I guess. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Level 4, and of course there's level 5. Level 5 is full self-driving under all conditions. The vehicle can operate without a human driver or occupants. This, however, is way too far. I think Tesla is ridiculously far from level 5, as is everyone else. I'd like to point that out. I think that it's really important to understand these levels. And once again, I'm going to put them all up on the screen so you guys can see it. But it's really important to understand that ultimately, to get to level 5, there is just so much that has to be done. And there is so many complications that come with each level that ultimately it's very difficult to talk about, where a company is unless you have firsthand experience. Now, myself, I've been driving the Model S 100D for about a year and a half, and I am a fanatic, big fan, a fanatic fan of its autopilot system. That's why I'm saying I use it consistently. I use it a lot, way more than I think most people do. And with that said, level 2 is where I feel that it's it would be the most accurate description of what autopilot is. FSD, I know that Tesla has put out some videos with regards to what it can do. I think there's too many variations and too many variables that simply cannot, is not feasible. And even level 5 autonomy, I think, is next to impossible. And I know people talk about level 5. I understand this, but when you take into consideration regular roads, that's completely fine. And I think most of us, we get on for, we leave home and we get to work. I think we can kind of see the possibilities happening there. I think you can kind of see where autopilot does the job. Most of us who drive these cars, we understand, where the flaws are. But the problem with level 5 is there's too many variables. And in fact, I would beg to differ. Even level 4, there's just too many variables where the car simply it needs almost an AI system, an artificial intelligence, to really work precisely. There's too many variables, such as, for example, in the snow, it's not going to work. I've tested it out in a number of situations, and I've looked at what could happen if you're in a snowy situation. Most of the time, us as humans have a massive, massive problem dealing with this. And snow, I think, is going to be one of the biggest hindrance of using full self-driving, level 5 autonomy. The variables are just too great for us to comprehend. And even us as normal everyday drivers, people with 20, 30 years under their belt, myself, I have well over 20 years of driving experience, and there's still so many things that you're learning consistently. And I think there's a argument to be made that the computer will learn faster than we will, and all the data that the computer collects, unlike us, we can only collect what we are using on a daily basis. The computers can collect a lot more data at milliseconds, right? And with a neural network, there's so many things you can do, but I think the problem here is that there's still too many things where visualization matters, and we base everything on visualization. And I think this is where Tesla's going the right way. But nevertheless, level 5 autonomy, I think we're way, way, way too far out. I think level 4 is possible, mainly because under level 4, it states clearly full self-driving under certain conditions. And so I think this is something that is very possible. It is very, very interesting. All right, that's the end of this video. I am going to be talking to you guys a little bit more about basically autonomy and robotaxis coming up in the next video, so look forward to that. With all that said, thank you very much for watching. As always, I appreciate you guys, and well, everybody drive safe. Let me know in the comments what your opinions are. I really would love to know.